Hey everyone, me Kevin here. I am starting to run out of stocks to buy. The entire market is going nuts. I've been recommending Tesla hardcore for about 9 months now. It's getting pricey. It had a pullback this morning. I picked up a tiny bit more at about 1965, and I still love it, but it's hard for me to go serious on stocks right now. Peloton and Redfin were amazing buys, basically at any point over the last few months, but now they're knocking on doors of, well, prices that are just way too high. Rocket Mortgage was awesome at $19 last week, and I made a video on it, but honestly, now even Rocket Mortgage is almost hitting $30 a share, and that's my target for that company. All the stocks I recommend, of course, are listed at metkevin.com/1337v4. I update that regularly, and I mention on this channel when I go on to another version in case you want to join along. However, today, I want to talk about a stock that seems to be lagging. It's Purple, the pillow and mattress company. You've all probably seen the Purple ads before. Here's a sample. I'm sure you've seen this lady before.
What's a super easy way to tell that your bed is awful? The raw egg test. Let me prove it.
And y'all know I always like to say, if you're going to invest in a company, you better be a consumer of their product. So I did buy a couple Purple pillows. This is the Harmony pillow. Honestly, it's nice, it's soft, it's got that foam engineering that they use. Overall, very, very supportive too. It's that sort of foam architecture in there that really kind of keeps firm in case you've got neck or back problems or something. They've got big old plush pillows as well. Obviously, they do mattresses. I didn't buy a mattress, but this is a pretty big guy compared to this guy right here. This big guy is known as their plush version, which also still has a good baseline support to it. So if you want a supportive pillow, the Purple pillows are pretty decent. I wouldn't say they're the best, like, oh, it's my paper thin, crushable down pillow. Definitely different from that. So I don't think you're gonna get that kind of down softness. And you know, this is a company that spends on marketing. I mean, they are trying to buy market share. This is a box that the Purple pillow might come in. And what's kind of interesting is they actually color and brand the entire side. So you know the benefits of your pillow. Okay, so why am I even looking at Purple right now? Well, it's suffering from a recent downtrend. It's up, and it is higher than it has been over the last 3 years, but it's down from a recent epic high, a sort of hyped up high of around $27 per share. The company hasn't proven to be profitable yet, but a lot of that recently has to do with taxes and interest on warrants being exercised and B stocks turning into A stocks and all this kind of crappy post-IPO mess. I personally like taking advantage of that post-IPO mess because it makes the financials look a little messier than they really are. When I take out some of the messiness that's happening lately, Purple's actually a profitable company. And so what I want to do is basically start by looking at the company and analyzing Purple compared to at least Casper. So Casper gets more direct hits and more direct links than Purple does. And Casper's been around and more successful longer than Purple has. However, Purple has recently dethroned Casper, and Purple now has a better website ranking than Casper does. Casper was also more affected during the pandemic, and I think that's because Casper spends a lot of money with advertising and affiliate partners, which Purple doesn't do. Purple does a lot of viral advertising on their own, and they don't necessarily rely so much on brand affiliates to promote their product. And just so you know, an affiliate would be something like me saying, hey, if you want 2 free stocks, use the link down below to deposit $100 with Webull and you'll get 2 free stocks. And if you want life insurance, you could sign up via the link down below in as little as 5 minutes. That's an example of an affiliate partnership. And yes, those links are real and you can actually get life insurance and 2 free stocks in as little as 5 minutes. But the point here is that Purple doesn't do that as much. And it's possible that's why we saw Casper kind of fall behind Purple here over the last few months in the pandemic. Purple is also on the brink of showing actual profitability based on, well, their revenues. And so that's what I want to do here. I want to do a simple revenue projection with you and kind of get an idea of, all right, do we think that Purple has a chance of being profitable going forward? And what do we actually think the stock is worth? Now, just a fair warning, if you lose money, it's not my fault. I'm just sharing an idea with you. I'm just some dude who bought a pillow. Like, take it for what it's worth. And, this stock, I will say I did invest in today. So in full transparency, I do own this stock. It's not small enough to be a pump and dump, in my opinion, and I have no intentions of selling the stock in the near term. I'm struggling to find value elsewhere, so I'm just trying to share this as a potential avenue for you. I highly encourage you do your own research on this company before investing in it. Okay, let's now start with my bear case. This is my worst case kind of scenario of two scenarios I'm going to go through. If Purple sells $650 million worth of pillows and mattresses, that works out to about $162.5 million per quarter in 2021, then Purple is likely to spend $325 million of that making the product, around 50%. Then they'll likely spend around 30% on marketing, about $180 million, minus about $40 million for administration, leaving about $105 million in profit. Then they'll have to pay some taxes, so they'll be left with somewhere around a net of $83 million, if that projection is fair, if we think the top line number is going to be about $650 million. Divided by 54 million shares outstanding, including, that's the diluted version, so this includes all the warrants and Class Bs, then we'll roughly see an earnings per share of about $1.53. Now, the company has not been profitable yet. So at $1.53 in earnings next year, that turning point should be pretty good for the stock. At 20 times earnings, which it's a mattress company, so I'm not gonna value this like Tesla, where you go like 35 to 40 times earnings, or Apple. I'm valuing it like a pillow company. So 20 times earnings, I think, is reasonable. That would put the stock at somewhere around $30.70 in 2021. If you went really like bear on this one and you went 15 times earnings, it still, with those numbers, would be worth around $23 per share, but I don't think this is gonna be trading at 15 times earnings, especially since it's going to have more growth within it, or it'll just go bankrupt. Now, in Q1 2020, this company, Purple, actually beat this trajectory already. They beat $162.5 million in revenue per quarter, and they spent less money on advertising than what I had projected. So to me, I like these numbers as kind of that worst case scenario. People would really have to begin hating the Purple products for Purple to fail, which somewhat, I don't know, I mean, it could be possible. In fact, Purple makes a mistake in that they're not really taking advantage of the opportunity to sell on Amazon. On Amazon, they show up with a 4-star review, they don't have Prime shipping, they've got few reviews, all of the other options blow them out of the water on Amazon. This is a problem to me, and it really seems to show that Purple would rather you buy directly through their website. Which, in all fairness, their website's really easy to use. You can Apple Pay for their products. You could get financing on their products, which I don't know why you would finance a pillow. I mean, maybe a mattress, but you probably shouldn't buy it if you need to finance it. But anyway, you have all those options. So, this with Amazon is what's kind of keeping me a little, I'm not going to go crazy heavy on Purple here. Maybe 2 to 3% of the portfolio. Also, I personally am not the biggest fan of a really firm pillow. I like soft down pillows. So that creates another issue for me in Purple. I like the product, I like the customer service they have, love the advertising, love the premise. I might give their mattress a try, and maybe that'll give me a little bit more insight into the company. As far as the pillows, I'm a little bit mixed on those, but again, everybody has a different personality when it comes to pillows. It's kind of like an Android person or an iPhone person, right? Can't change that. But those things are stopping me from going a little bit heavier onto Purple. Now, if we use some of the math that I just showed you, but instead we do some bull case math, let's go ahead and say that Purple hits $1 billion in sales by the end of 2024. Here's what things might look like. $1 billion in sales, $500 million in costs for making the product, $250 million in marketing, which I don't know if they'll spend that much, but they might, unless they somehow self-sustain themselves with some virality, which they have good marketing and they might. But let's keep the marketing budget at $250 million, minus about $50 million in administration expense, leaves somewhere around $200 million in net income. Minus taxes leaves us around $158 million in profit to shareholders. Now, if I divide that by 54 million shares outstanding, we get to about 2.9 earnings per share, which times 20 and times the sort of bare number of 15 gives us a price target range of somewhere between $43 to $58 per share by the end of 2024 with these figures. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a range here. We did a bear case scenario looking at 2021, somewhere worst case scenario between 23 and 30, or they go bankrupt and then forget about all of this, or somewhere between $43 and $58 per share by 2024, possibly sooner. It depends. So I'm gonna proceed cautiously on purple, but this is my thesis. Purple's a little oversold right now. It's probably more oversold than it's been at any point in the last 6 months. It could continue trending downwards, but if it goes any lower than 20, I'll start buying more, so that'll be okay. If it goes above 23, I'll probably stop buying this one. All right, folks, there you have my thoughts on purple. If you like this sort of information, make sure to subscribe to the channel, get your 2 free stocks with Webull, and sign up for life insurance in the links down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.